What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I just want to talk about the official fight now between Canelo Alvarez versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Now, I did a video on the potential fight between these guys before it was officially made, and what I felt about the fight due to the politics and the circumstances. However, I will add about the official decision and the and everything involved and in this fight. You just got to you got to take your hat off to Chavez Jr. because Chavez Jr. decided, he wanted this fight, and he pushed for this fight, and he has made comments before. He wanted Golovkin and he wanted Canelo Alvarez, and I believe he sparred with both guys. I know for a fact he sparred with Golovkin because I've seen the tapes, and that was some pretty interesting stuff. I'll get to that later. But again, you have to take your hat off to Chavez Jr. for just getting this fight made. He bowed down. He submitted. He was, he understood that he wasn't the A side, and Canelo with Golden Boy, they're going to eat up every possible accolade and advantage that they have. Canelo will go up. Canelo will go up to 164.5. Chavez Jr. will come down from wherever he's at, and I don't even really know the last fight that he fought, but he's going to come down to 164.5 also. Whoever goes over, it's going to be $1 million a pound. That's crazy. So if that doesn't motivate you to get in the gym and make that weight, nothing will. Because, God forbid you're 3 pounds over. Chavez Jr. comes in at 167. That's $3 million, and that's 2.5. So, but besides that though, I want to see Chavez Jr. go in there focused anyway, because I think, a lot of times in the past, he really wasn't focused like he should have been, and take, for example, the Martinez fight, right? Okay. Well, Martinez gave him a boxing lesson, and that boxing lesson made him the speed and the boxing, and it really wasn't the power, it's just the accumulation of the punches that Martinez gave Chavez Jr. Chavez, man, was really frustrated. You know what I mean? He was frustrated, and you can tell. I noticed when he gets frustrated, he loses focus. And on top of that, he decided to smoke weed before a fight. I don't know if that, did anything to help him. I don't see how it could have, right? But then again, look what he did in the 12th round. Now imagine if he would have done that in the 7th round. You know what I mean? That fight would have been over. Chavez Jr. would have taken Martinez out. He would have taken out the Kingslayer, right? So, I would like to see that same Chavez, from old. But you know what? Let's see a new Chavez, not of old. Let's see a new Chavez. I want to see a new and improved focused Chavez without substance abuse. One thing that he's got from his father is his chin. He has a good chin. I believe Chavez Jr. has a good chin. He can take punches. He's a brawler. But unfortunately, I think another thing that he got from his father that I'm not really proud to say, but he had a substance abuse problem, and I think he passed that down to his son. Because why? You have to ask yourself, why would you smoke weed before a fight? So, that was just one of those things that, could have been passed down, which I think it was, because people, you have generational curses and all that. But he does have a good chin. Chavez Jr. does have good punching power. The question is, will his punching power still be the same after starching himself at 164.5 pounds? Will he still be able to punch like that? Will he still have the strength? Because if you lose, a lot of times, a lot of people lose that type of weight, and they don't have that punching power. And the same for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, his punching power can either do two things. It could either increase because, He's moving up naturally because he's a young guy too, and he's naturally bigger. He's stockier. Look at his arms. Look at his calves. Look at his shoulders, right? So is his neck. Dude has a neck like a tank. So, his punching power could increase. And if it increases, that's bad news for Chavez Jr. It's bad news for him. Because that means that it's an unhindered Canelo. This is not the same Canelo that looks all pissed off with the poker face, looking like Skeletor, trying to drench himself in 154 pounds. This is a Canelo Alvarez at 164.5 pounds will probably look like a freaking bodybuilder. Who knows? And he wouldn't need all that Ensure and all those carbs and all that, right? So, or Canelo's punching power could plateau. Maybe he just punched hard enough for someone at 154, not necessarily at 160 or over, right? So, it's either going to go up or down. Chavez Jr., his punching power is going to either go up or down. So the question is, whose punching power to do what and how will the weight affect each fighter? And these guys will go in, but they're going to make a spectacular fight because of the styles anyway. Because you don't have a boxer versus a boxer puncher. You got a boxer puncher versus a slugger. And I look at it and I compare it to Angulo. It's just Chavez Jr. is a bigger Angulo. You know what I mean? Because the fighting style is similar. Because Chavez Jr., he's pretty good with cutting off the ring. And Canelo's going to do the counterpunching in the boxing, right? So, that's what you're going to have. You're going to have a lot of combinations. You're going to have a lot of... I don't think you're going to have a lot of clinches, but you're going to have a lot of fighting in the phone booth kind of exchanges, and they're going to be face to face, and it's going to be a pride thing because they know each other, and they come from two boxing families, man. They're two Mexican fighters. So this is going to be big first of all, for Mexico because, all of Mexico will be seeing this fight. And, all of the southern part of, Midwest part of the United States will be seeing this fight. I will be watching, of course. But I look forward to it because, again, this fight, could have easily been one of those fights that never got made because, the money wasn't right or, the policies wasn't right or, you just couldn't get things together, and but I'm glad it's happening. And I'm not really making a prediction right now, even though I'm leaning towards Canelo because I think when he moves up, he will be stronger at that weight versus Chavez Jr. moving down. But still, you never know. Let's just hope for a great fight. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, bro, these fights, from the past, they don't live up to the hype. But I believe this one will because of the styles. I think both of these guys will come in there and give it their all. If Chavez Jr. focuses, man, you're gonna see. You could see a whole different fighter. But I hope that's what we have. But anyway, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and you've been counterpunched. Peace.